Imagine a man driven not by a genuine desire to give, but by a silent, desperate need to get. He sculpts his life not into a work of art, but into a petition for validation. Every compliment is a covert transaction. Every act of kindness, a hidden chain. This is the soul of the modern chaser. Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher known for his critiques of traditional morality and societal norms, offers a unique perspective on relationships and human interactions. According to Nietzsche, the dynamic between men and women is deeply rooted in their innate desires and the societal pressures that shape their behaviors. He saw this chase not as romance, but as a profound spiritual sickness. The pursuer, in his desperate quest for approval, secretly despises both the woman he idealizes and the weak, supplicating man he has become. He trades his sovereignty for a fleeting chance at acceptance, mutilating his own character in the process. This creates a devastating paradox. The very act of chasing destroys the foundation of genuine attraction. How can you offer a self you have abandoned? What value can be found in a love that must be begged for, rather than earned through authentic presence? This isn't merely about dating strategy. It is about the very core of your integrity. The chase is a silent confession of inadequacy, a performance that annihilates the performer. But if chasing is the sickness, what is the cure? What does it mean to live in such a way that you become the object of pursuit, not by manipulation, but by the sheer gravitational pull of a life fully owned? The answer is more terrifying and more liberating than you suspect. This hidden problem is not a personal failing, but a cultural one, a poisoned chalice passed down through generations. Its roots tap deep into a psychological wasteland where a man's value is determined externally. Carl Jung would identify this as a fractured persona, a false self constructed solely to win favor, eclipsing the true, authentic individual within. This chaser has become a hollow echo, his actions dictated by a terror of being unseen, of being deemed unworthy by the external world. He is trapped in what Jean-Paul Sartre called bad faith, surrendering his profound freedom to choose himself, instead choosing to become a slave to a potential yes. He believes he is seeking love, but in reality, he is fleeing the terrifying responsibility of crafting his own meaning and worth. He would rather be validated by another than face the daunting task of validating himself. This creates a cruel, self-perpetuating cycle. The more he chases, the more he confirms his own inner lack. The more he confirms that lack, the more desperately he must chase. The woman he pursues is not even a person to him. She is a symbol, an empty screen upon which he projects his salvation. But this is a phantom that can never be caught. So what is the true, unseen cost of living in this state of perpetual, quiet desperation? What specific rot does this dynamic introduce into the very core of your being and the society you inhabit? The unseen consequence is a slow, spiritual death. This chase quietly dismantles you, piece by piece. It teaches you to pathologically monitor her reactions, training your brain to seek her as the sole source of your dopamine and self-esteem. This isn't love. It's a neurological hijacking, a form of voluntary bondage where you hand her the remote control to your inner state. You become what Aldous Huxley warned of, a man who loves his chains, mistaking his servitude for passion. Your creativity withers, your ambition softens, all sacrificed on the altar of potential acceptance. You cease to build a life that is intrinsically yours, and instead curate a museum she might one day visit. This conditioning creates a world of hollow men, performing a pantomime of strength while secretly feeling like imposters. The societal cost is a culture devoid of genuine masculine force, replaced by a theater of approval-seeking. The relationship that might eventually form from this dynamic is doomed from the start, a contract of mutual exploitation, not a union of two whole beings. It is a gilded cage, built by your own hands. But if this is the trap, what is the escape? Is it simply to stop chasing, or is there a more radical, almost rebellious state of being required to shatter these chains for good. The rebellion is not to reverse the chase, but to annihilate its very premise. The counterintuitive escape is to stop orienting your life outward and to turn your energy inward with furious, unrelenting focus. This is the path of what Nietzsche called the Bermensch, not a superior man, but one who has overcome his own need for external validation. It is a radical shift from seeking love to becoming inherently lovable. You must cease to be a satellite orbiting another's approval and become a gravitational center yourself. This means pursuing a purpose so consuming that it becomes your primary romance. It means embracing solitude not as loneliness, but as the forge where your integrity is tempered. You must cultivate a value that is self-generated, a confidence that comes from overcoming your own challenges, not from receiving another's praise. This is not a tactic to attract women. It is a philosophical stance on life. You become a sovereign individual, a man who is complete without a partner, which is the only true foundation upon which a genuine partnership can be built. The most attractive trait is not attention, but self-possession. But this raises the final, most terrifying question. What is the ultimate truth that makes this self-ownership not just a strategy, but a moral imperative? The ultimate truth is this: the entire paradigm of chasing is a profound misunderstanding of reality. You were never meant to be a beggar at the feast of life, but a master of its ceremonies. Nietzsche's most powerful realization was that your highest calling is not to find love, but to create it, to become a source of value so overflowing that it attracts rather than pleads. This is the will to power, manifest not as domination over others, but as total sovereignty over the self. The final, shattering liberation is understanding that a woman's love is not a prize to be won, but a natural echo of the respect you command for a life fiercely and authentically lived. When you are consumed by a purpose greater than validation, your very existence becomes an invitation to that same grandeur. The struggle ceases to be about winning her and transforms into the challenge of building a self so formidable and complete that her presence is a cherished addition, not a necessary completion. This is the poetic, cinematic conclusion. Stop seeking a mirror to confirm your worth. Become the sun, and you will never again have to chase the light. So, what insight does Nietzsche offer for transforming these dynamics? According to him, true connection and fulfillment in relationships come from authentic self-expression rather than mere pursuit. When individuals focus on developing their own values, desires, and sense of self-worth, they are more likely to form genuine and meaningful connections with others. This approach shifts the focus from external validation to internal fulfillment. By adopting this mindset, men can approach relationships with a healthier perspective, one that values mutual respect and genuine connection over dominance or societal expectations. This transformative insight encourages a deeper level of self-awareness and personal growth, leading to more authentic and fulfilling relationships. In wrapping up, we've explored Nietzsche's views on what happens when men chase women, highlighting the interplay between societal expectations, the will to power, and the pursuit of genuine connection. The key takeaway is the importance of self-awareness and authentic self-expression in forming meaningful relationships. If you found this exploration of Nietzsche's philosophy insightful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos on philosophy and relationships for more thought-provoking content.